Hello, I would like to inform you that you're about to listen to a lot of bullshit comments. So you might not agree with them, but that's the way of the world. Everyone has different opinions to you, so please don't cancel any of us. Please, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. Roll the weirds, shit.
I knew you were going to blame me for usually the one that talks a whole load of rubbish. I'll let you know that actually, in my years of maturity, I've become more sensible and mature. And yeah, even I can't finish that sentence. I usually
I
talk
was,
rubbish.
I was going. Who kidnapped you? What are you held at gunpoint?
But yeah, okay, here's a discussion for you.
Yeah,
I
go
said
on.
this to my daughter earlier.
Yeah.
Why is it called cough in when it's actually cough out?
What?
What? You mean like a coffin?
When you're
that
coughing, like you're going, you're coughing,
Oh.
but cough
because you're
in.
not. It's
So why not
coughing
cough
with
out?
a G.
Is
Yeah,
this
but
one
it
of your
sounds like
bad
coffee.
dad jokes?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
There's nothing wrong with a bad dad joke.
I like a good bad dad joke, but it's got to. I was discussing this with my dad. There's like really, really good pun jokes, and then there's really, really awful jokes, and then anything in the middle is shit. And it doesn't matter if it's middle ground good pun; it's shit because you either have to have it phenomenal or awful. There cannot be nuance about it.
Do you want to hear some, like, these are ones that I've wrote that I use to kill time when I'm on stage. Do you want to hear some of these really bad jokes? And the one
yeah,
that
please.
Okay, so these are terrible, and I'll tell you one which I can't say on stage, okay?
Okay.
So this is one of my favourite ones I've wrote. I got the worst Christmas present last year. My partner got me a new suit with farm animals on and anime girls on it. The only bit about the suit I liked was the hentai.
That's quite funny, actually. I like that a lot.
Do you want to hear the joke I can't say on stage?
Oh, definitely, yes.
It's a bit 18 plus. Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is the Ed Talk About podcast, a weekly podcast. No, it's not a weekly podcast. It's never been a weekly. No, it has been a weekly podcast. It just hasn't been a weekly podcast for a while. But it's a podcast series talking about cosplay, Comic Con, and everything else. I'm your host Eddie, and joining us on the podcast. No, I should do title. God, has it? Does it show that it's been a month since I've done
intro ever?
I was going to say, does it show I haven't done an intro for a whole month?
I don't
this
think
week.
Eddie.
No, I don't think anyone actually noticed. Anyway, this week we're doing an unscripted because I've been lazy and there's other things that's happened, but I will explain their things. But joining us on the podcast is CJ the Geek, well, CJ of CJ the Geek, and Charlotte of Charlotte Wollrych, photography stroke cosplay. Welcome to you both.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Hello, Gamora.
V Gates.
All right.
Oh, are we just doing? We just finished with the German then. All right.
Yeah. That's as much as I know how to say hi. Aloha. I don't know.
Bonjour.
I always feel like podcasts are always awkward when you first kind of start them. It's kind of like, how do you say hi to everyone because they can't say hi back?
You know, everyone just skipped to like 4 minutes in and we'll have warmed up a bit. That's possibly for the best. Guys, we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds to sort our shit out.
Look, it doesn't take us 4 minutes to do an intro, does it? Or at least get warmed up.
I don't know, mate.
You don't know, mate. You don't know.
I don't know, mate.
Are you trying to sound more common so you don't sound posh anymore?
No. I don't know. I've got a slight cold, so I've become very aware of how I sound in the last 30 seconds.
Why didn't you tell me you had a cold?
Well, I don't anymore.
Oh, okay.
I had the hay fever bomb that's hit the whole of the UK. Has also, and I looked at the hay fever thing. It's normally about 20. It was at 100 and at the red end of the scale. So everyone I know has been dying from it.
Oh yeah, that's me. I look at trees because that's what it's maxing out. It's the tree.
Yeah, and trees get me.
And I'm looking at it going, I hate you.
Yeah.
You may be beautiful. You may be giving us oxygen, but I hate you right now.
Literally. So I've not got a cold. I've just got the voice of a sexy woman who may have had a cold, but is in actual fact a hay fever sufferer. You're welcome.
Oh well, welcome to the family. I've noticed that CJ's been very quiet, and it sounds like he hasn't got hay fever. So should we shit on him?
Excuse me, I said not to reveal that kink publicly.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I do apologise.
Sorry, your kink of not having hay fever.
Yes, that's
Amazing.
the joke I was making. Let's go with that. Mhm.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a bit of a poop joke, but never mind.
Oh God, is it
See, the
bukkake?
worrying thing is, Eddie knew exactly what I was talking about straight away, which kind of says a lot.
What?
You know what, Eddie?
No, I don't.
I've seen your browser history.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
Okay,
Is your
cool.
kink looking at browser histories?
Well,
Just
you
Eddie's.
know,
Is this
Yeah.
is this now a Guess His Kink podcast?
yeah, it's like, I like the Romans. There's a good, good history there. World War II's been a bit overdone now. The Bronze Age was good. The Industrial Age was quite fascinating actually. World War. No, we're talking about World War. Is it World War II? Yeah, World War II. Genuinely, I actually have been fascinated by the Enigma machine. I do not know why. I'm really fascinated to know how it worked, why it worked so good, why it was such a impossible machine to decipher.
What,
And
just
then
lately?
say again.
Just lately you've been
Yeah,
fascinated?
I really have been, and I really want to go to Bletchley Park so I can find out how the Enigma machine cracking machine actually work. Because I've been watching YouTube clips, none of it makes any difference.
So, do you understand like the basic principles of the coding?
Yes, I understand that. No, let's
Like,
not go for it. But I understand it's a lot of
one letter means another letter. So if you work out like 2 or 3, you can crack most of the rest of the code.
Yes, but the thing moves as well, so it's not a fixed code. Anyway, like I said, I've been watching videos, and yeah. Anyway, let's not go down this road. I will go to one day to Bletchley Park and find out for reals. Anyway, what do I usually do at this point? I usually do a welfare check. Anyway, ladies first, Charlotte. Besides your hay fever bomb, your cold like symptoms but not cold. How are you? I don't think I've seen or like heard from you for a long time.
So I have just come back from a long weekend in Cardiff where we did Doctor Who location shoots, which was like 4 full days of shooting, which was really good fun, but like mentally killed me. And then I had another paid shoot on Wednesday in London, and then some creepy artwork left a note on my windscreen. But that was like, I was like, mate, I've got editing to do. I need to roast a chicken. I don't have time for your shit. So that's tomorrow's problem. But yeah, mainly just been like shooting, to be fair.
Generally, we spent the first part of the green room chat talking about this guy that left a message on Charlotte's vehicle, and
it was almost hysterically like, it was like, oh, I'm not going to invade your personal space in brackets except for leaving this letter on your car. I was like, the like joint self-awareness and like clearly not having a fucking clue what you're talking about was almost funny.
Because I said, I don't, he's trying to not be creepy. So to do the not creepy thing, he's going to do the creepy thing by leaving a note, by suggesting that I've been watching you and staring at you from a distance. But I don't want to seem creepy, so I will write that down in a letter in a creepy way. But I will say I'm not creepy because that always works.
Yeah. Well, more than anything, I was like, I don't have time for this. Like, the end of it was like, oh, please ignore it if it's wrong, and also you don't need to bring it up with anyone. I was like, joke's on you, I'm going to bring it up on a podcast and my entire group chat knows about it. So fuck you for thinking that me, a small, red-headed, spiteful woman, would be keeping your secrets.
At least you didn't do it on your windscreen, like, when you go and then write notes on messages. That could have been creepier.
Well, it could have been, but my first thought when I got in my car was, holy fuck, how have I managed to get a parking ticket in my car park at work? So I was temporarily relieved that it wasn't. And then I looked at the front of the envelope and I was like, my other first thought was, why has whoever's left this creepy note put my own registration plate on the front? Because presumably if you've left it on my car, no one else is going to pick it up. And I know my registration plate number. So you've just outed yourself as a fucking moron.
But they printed it, took the time to write this page essay. They've
Yeah.
also done it during work time as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we defending this guy now?
No, the opposite. I'm thinking some thought went into this letter. Like, effort-wise, points. Like, well done. That's a lot of effort to put in a little note. But then it makes the creepy side of saying, I would never approach you, even though I find you very attractive. Like, no. Ugh. Yeah.
It does actually. My boyfriend and I were joking about this because it brings the number of men that have told me in my life that either they fall into two categories. Either they're friends I've known for a very long time who've then said after 3 to 4 years, I actually found you very attractive when I first met you, but didn't ask you out. Or who have said to me, you're very attractive, but I wouldn't ask you out, to 6 people, which is a lot of people. And I'm like, why do I give off very sexy but very unapproachable energy? That's my question.
I can count on. I can count how many times that's happened to me. 0.
I think that's
That's a
probably
lie,
better, Eddie.
Eddie. That is an absolute lie. I have walked up to you with your back turned once and said you are a very attractive man, and then when you turned around, you looked at me in absolute disgust.
No, that was my mother. I keep telling you stop stalking my mother.
No, I'm actually referencing a real thing here.
Oh, really?
All I'm going to say
When
is
was that?
Harley Quinn.
Oh, that. Yes.
Mm.
To be fair, I had my revenge on you, and I think we've spoken that story a lot, multiple times. But yeah. Anyway, we haven't done a welfare check for you, CJ. But Charlotte, just to say, apologies for all men around the world that does shit like that to you.
That's fine. At least he used the word elucidate, which did slightly make my day. So, you know.
Hallucinate.
No, elucidate. He was like, allow me to elucidate. I was like, I will, as you've put this so nicely.
Oh, not illustrate or anything like that. Use a more posh, complicated word than I.
Elucidate and illustrate mean completely different things. So,
Oh,
thank God he left me this note because I wouldn't have understood yours.
yeah, I was going to say because I'm a very simpleton man, and I tell this to everyone. I don't pretend to be smart. Everyone thinks that I'm smart, and I don't know why. Anyway, CJ, how are you? I haven't seen you or heard from you in a long, long time.
I just haven't went anywhere, to be honest. For 2025, I've just stayed at home. Went to work, stayed at home, quite chill.
Are you reliving the 2020 COVID vibes or something?
No, it's just nobody wants to hang out with me anymore. So yeah, works out in everyone's favor, really. But no, just this year I've been taking a little bit of a break of doing like Comic Cons, weekends away. I'm just having a very chill year this year and just bringing down the amount of events I'm going to because I feel like I've been doing a lot the past few years. So I'm just going to do 2 or 3 this year. That is my plan.
Oh, that's your plan. Ah.
And I can't say which ones yet.
Oh, I was going to say, I think I was going to probe you with that, but I'll probe you another way.
So do you work for MCM when you're doing it?
I am an independent contractor. So when they want me, they sign me up. So if I ever do a thing, I sign a contract every con if I'm hosting, and then I work for it. But I can't say I'm going until they officially announce me, even though they may have announced me on panels already.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. So it's a lot of the panel descriptions saying, CJ is doing this. And I'm just like, yes, I am, but I'm also not there yet.
Hilarious.
Yes, I need to announce something, but I can't announce it either. So, yeah.
So you've got something to announce.
Oh yeah, but I'll tell you off the record in the green room.
I think I'm starting my own podcast. Does that help as an announcement?
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. What's it called? Oh, have you finally doing your Shakespeare and?
Well, Shakespeare will be included. I can give you first dibs on roasting the name if you want.
Okay.
It's not confirmed. I was thinking about calling it It's Just Charlotte. Because
you're going to have guests on it.
Yeah, because I want to be like, it's just Charlotte, and with me today is.
Yeah, I like that joke. It's just Charlotte, but with.
Yeah, but also I'm like, do you know when someone's like, oh, it's just photography, or like, oh, it's just lighting? It's not, but what they mean is it's incredibly difficult and complicated, and you're trivializing it because you don't understand it. So I was like, It's just Charlotte means I can talk about anything, and it's just Charlotte talking about it, and it takes the stress out of it. Because I'm like, it's just Charlotte talking about lighting, but it is technically correct and very important.
New name suggestion. It's just the attractive one.
Who may or may not drive a Golf.
Yeah.
CJ, was it you that put the note on the car?
No, because I don't have a printer.
That rules him out, to be fair.
I tend to use magazine clippings and
CJ, no.
Honestly, I would have respected the time and effort that went into that.
Yeah.
Printing was just a bit of a cop out.
This is what I hate about technology and AI, right? Technology and AI are taking the fun away from leaving random notes on strangers' cars. Like, can we not go back to the old days where you take the time to buy newspapers and magazines so you could cut out all the individual letters and at least put in the effort when you're
Like you had to
disgusting
buy
people?
a Pritt stick.
All I can imagine you, it's just CJ just sitting there going, arts and crafts day. Oh, printing, yeah, stick,
Well,
yay.
look, arts and craft help calm you, they help relax you, and like technology's just took all of that away. So let's go back to the old days of freaking people out with magazine clippings and the occasional hair sellotape to it and stuff like that. You know,
Kids, do not listen to Uncle CJ. He is giving you bad advice right now. Just no. Oh god, I'm gonna get a strike out.
Hang on, I'm writing notes. What was
it?
So obviously, make sure that you lick the paper or rub
No,
it against you.
right, mute. I've just muted him. No, God, no, Jesus.
You lick the paper.
No,
don't-
Charlotte! I'm muting them both. Oh my god.
You don't lick it because then you put your DNA on it, idiot. This is what infuriates me more than somebody leaves a note on my car, and I was genuinely all right with it because he used proper grammar and like very cool words. It's people that use incorrect grammar and leave their DNA all over stuff. Frankly,
CJ, you can unmute yourself now if you want. I can't unmute. For some reason, I can mute you, but I can't unmute you. But I think he's trying to freak me out by not unmuting himself. So I'm just going to keep talking anyway. So,
hilarious.
I know.
I was sorry, I was busy writing a note.
Oh god damn it! But anyway, besides not going out and anything, and you things you can't,
Eddie, how are you?
and things you can't announce, but you are involved with something, you're doing well.
I think everyone can just work out I'm an MCMA, but I'm not.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't want to get you into trouble, nor make you sound like a liar.
It's fine. I'm an MCMA. I don't care. No one listens to this podcast anyway.
No, really,
So,
literally, I think 3 people listen to it. So that's
and 2
fine,
of them are
buddy.
here. So
No, I know Charlotte doesn't listen.
I actually do listen, so fuck you.
yeah, and I actually listen as well.
I listen like I listen to all podcasts. I listen to the episodes that I think will interest me, not all of them religiously, which I think is a healthy way to listen to stuff.
No, that's fine.
So you didn't listen to any of the ones I did. So so I did some really good ones, Charlotte. The best one was the one I did without Eddie. That was a really good one.
To be fair, you did do one for me. That was quite nice. Thank you very much. Oh no, you both did a substitute episode for me. So thank you
did.
both.
I wrote notes and everything. I wrote out your intro. I wrote notes. I wrote a little funny quip after the end. I took it so seriously.
Oh, okay then.
I did have one, Andy, I think.
Yeah,
and we did talk about space planes.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine.
I didn't take it seriously.
No, that's fine, and that's also equally as good and equally fine. And
I felt so much stress in a good way.
So Eddie, do you want to hear my topic? Seeing it's unscripted, I have a question for you.
Oh sure, go for it. Yeah.
See, I know you'll probably want to get back on track, seeing we've just talked rubbish for ages, but it's unscripted, so it's allowed.
It's fine.
You know how you call yourself food and cosplay?
Well, yeah.
What percentage of your posts are food and what percentage are cosplay? Because I feel like there's an uneven divide.
Oh,
100%. Recently, you have posted a bit more food recently, but I'm finding that there isn't an equal amount of food and cosplay. So why not?
Because there's more letters in the word cosplay than food. So
That
therefore,
is exactly what I just thought.
High five, ADHD Breen. Breen? Oh fuck.
Solid.
Thank you. Brain. I meant brain. Anyway, what was I going to say? No, yeah, look. I don't want my feed to be actually food and cosplay. I just picked look, just to bring it back to the beginning, the reason why it's called food and cosplay, because I used to I still own a Tumblr account, and I kept seeing food, I kept seeing cosplay, so I put the two together just to hit the repost button and thought that would be funny. I thought that'd be okay, and now I'm stuck with the name for the last God knows how long, about 12 years, and I can't get rid of it. 13 years, actually. 13 years of this bullshit, and I can't get rid of it. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm called Food and Cosplay, and and I've said this before, I regret the name ever since. Hence why anyone that comes up to me and go, "Oh Eddie, what advice would you give?" Make sure it's a name you can fucking live with.
Can you
Because
not change it?
I can, but if I change it, no one's going to know who I am. And already not a lot of people know who I am now anyway. So,
That's a lie. They know you're that Asian photographer guy.
no, 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 because there's so many other Asian photographers. Don't want to sound like an Asian slur or anything like that, but there's a lot more of us
You
about
say that, but
nowadays.
I used to say I was that ginger photographer girl, and I found out this year there is someone called that ginger photographer, and I was like, have I been doing fake promo for this woman? I'm like, yeah, I'm just that ginger photographer that runs around con. She is legitimately someone my friends know, and just no one ever told me she existed.
Please get a selfie with her if you are going to.
I
MCM.
might have to. I don't think the best thing is I don't know if she knows I exist. So it's going to be another case of I'm really sorry for stepping on each other's brand, I guess, but we're both here now, so
Maybe she does see you as a rival. She doesn't say, you have ruined me.
that's cute. I don't see her as a rival. That I haven't seen her page. Before anyone thinks I'm being bitchy, I actually haven't seen her page. I found out very recently that she existed. So I do not know what her work looks like. I assume it's good if my friends work with her. Could not comment.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm sure it's her. Yeah, go on.
Have I talked to you since January? Because you know how we're talking about like people that looking the same and doppelgangers and stuff like that. Have I spoke to you actually in person since January, MegaCon?
No, because you didn't see me at MCM Birmingham. I saw you, but you didn't see me.
No, I'm talking about the fact that you decided to randomly message me and go,
Oh my God!
You are here at MegaCon. And
Yes!
And you weren't the only person. Basically, there was a guy with spiky hair and a waistcoat, and all of a sudden, everybody started messaging me saying, I didn't know you were at MegaCon, and it's just some random guy in a waistcoat with spiky hair.
If I can find it, I will put it in the
That's
podcast
funny.
description. I'm going to write that down.
But the
Well, and
hilarious part is...
people thought it was you.
No,
Well,
no,
I
no, no.
think everyone knew
No,
it
to be
wasn't
fair,
me, but...
to be fair, yeah. There's like, if you put one of those like, like DNA match type of thing, I would said 30%. You knew it's a wish.com version of CJ. But you can say, oh, that looks like CJ, but it's a wish.com version.
Yeah.
Sorry for the guy that did look like you, and he's just taken offense to that. It was meant to be positive.
No, it got so bad. So many people obviously went up to this guy. He ended up following me on social media.
Nice.
So this poor guy must have had people going up to him and going, hey, you look like CJ. People actually went up to him, asked for photos with him to send to me.
He was probably like, I don't know who this bloke is, but he must be really popular.
I generally thought he might have just been cosplaying as you because I had a cosplay event. Because you know, people still. So we're talking about this has happened. This was at the Novotel, and I do truly believe that at 5 p.m. or whenever the con shuts, people should just stop cosplaying because people just need to chill, wind down. But no, I still see people still doing photo shoots at the hotel, going through the hotel bar, and just still keep shooting. I'm like going, when you can take a rest? Oh, I don't need rest. I'm at Comic-Con. I can run through the whole night. You know,
Rest is for the weak, I will just say.
Then I am weak. I do not care. But
yeah,
anyway,
you can be weak. I'm just saying, like, massive kudos to people that do shoot through the night. That's when you get the cool pictures.
Oh, yeah, true, actually. But this guy, I truly thought was cosplaying you because it's a very distinctive look you have, and therefore was copyable. I didn't think it was a look that was common. I don't know.
I mean, I am known as the guy in waistcoats at Comic-Con, so anyone else wearing a waistcoat, I feel sorry for them now.
No, but he does have your build, your hair color, a bit of a facial hair and all that. I generally thought he was cosplaying as you. That's why I was.
This intrigues me. What type? Is it comedy waistcoats?
No,
or just waistcoats?
Pinstripe.
It's just smart waistcoats.
Love that.
Like I hate like the awesome hosts that I'm going to go on a rant here, but it's unscripted, so I'm going to. Basically, I find some hosts, when the hosting Comic-Con events, feel like they have to wear like the novelty suits and outfits to show that I am a geek. Look at me, I'm in a comic book suit on stage, so therefore I'm a geek. And I'm thinking, sometimes I think some people are trying too hard to say the geeks, where I'll just go out in smart attire.
Yeah, and I like that. Yeah, yeah.
But now I get wrong if I don't wear waistcoats. That's the hilarious part. I have now my own kind of uniform that it's expected. I have a waistcoat, tight jeans, and Converse. It got so bad, I did a video with David Hayter, who's Solid Snake, and I ran around MCM with a box on my head and put it like we did for their socials, pretend to be David Hayter. And lots of people in the comments went, "Those are CJ's legs. We can tell by the jeans and Converse."
I respect the Converse immensely. What colour and what style are we going for?
I have them all. A lot of the times it's very similar to what Tennant wears as the 10th Doctor as well. I've got the 10th Doctor Converse, I've got some grey ones, cream ones, I have some bright orange ones.
Do you have olive green?
I did have green, but unfortunately they are gone now.
I don't know why I imagine you with olive green Converse. I don't know why. But
I'm a traditionalist. I've got the high top blues, but I had them all through my childhood, so I just enjoy wearing them.
I think I've had every pretty much colour of high top. At the minute, it's grey in like the cream Tennant colour I've went back to at the minute.
Fair enough. Would you ever cosplay the 14th David Tennant Doctor?
Well, that just shows you how often you pay attention to my socials, Eddie. I have done it.
Oh, have you?
I have. The first cosplay I ever did was the 10th Doctor, and I think that's what the guy, I'm just going to look back, I think that's what the guy that you sent me the photo was actually doing. He's doing a 14th Doctor look. Let me scroll back my messages. But yeah, I've done both Tennant Doctors cosplays. It just means I've got to shave the beard, which I hate.
CJ, do you remember that time I traumatized you with Ruby? Actual Ruby.
Yeah, let's not talk about the whole. You do know I told the cast of Ruby what you did to me, and they thought it was hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my god, what?
So look, it's
Please
been
explain.
10 years now, so we can probably spoil this a little bit. But one of the characters dies. But CJ didn't know that at the time, and he kept saying to me, "Oh my god, I love this character." And I went, "Oh really? Where are you up to at the storyline?" "Oh, season volume 3, near the end." "Oh, are you?" Carry on. Let me know when you get to it.
No, Eddie, you're forgetting something important about this story. I watched the episode with you and Florence in person. Because they were like, "Oh, what are you up to in Ruby? Oh, why don't we watch a few episodes tonight so you can get caught up?" They sat there, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Because they weren't watching the screen. Their eyes were watching me the whole time. They watched my reaction as my favourite character died.
Which character was this? Pyrrha?
Pyrrha, yeah.
Yeah. She was ginger. Why do they always kill the ginger ones? That's what I want to know.
I know. I like redheads.
Literally.
Oh my god, I am going to sound like the creepy guy here.
Oh my god. He addressed the note to the mysterious redhead, so you're closer than you think.
Yeah. The attractive, mysterious redhead.
Oh my god.
I wish. Just
anyway,
mysterious, sadly.
We've not actually started anything. We've just been rambling on with things. We started with like, why is Food and Cosplay not doing more food and on his Food and Cosplay? Like,
but no, we've come up to a really good topic. Because you know the whole kind of, are you the type of person that will make someone watch something and then watch their reaction? And like, how do you react when they don't react the same? Like, the whole Lord of the Rings memes like that. That's the bit where he broke his toe when he kicked the helmet. And it's
I do that to people. I'm that person.
Are there any shows like that where you've done that with someone like, "Oh my god, this show's so exciting, you've got to watch it," and they've kind of went, "Huh?"
No, I'm the guy that watches really obscure stuff and no one else watches it. And sometimes I refuse to watch mainstream stuff because everyone's watching and I can't get into it. So things like Game of Thrones, never watched it. Watched 1.5 episodes, couldn't get into it. So things like that. I'm trying to think other shows.
I find it more with music. Like if I'm playing someone a soundtrack and they don't get excited by the same part of the soundtrack I was excited by, then I get quite cross. Because, and this is quite niche, but you're welcome. The new 15 soundtrack from Doctor Who, the whole bass line is carried by a bass clarinet and a bassoon. And I used to play, I still play clarinet, so I'm obsessed by it, and I will put it on maximum volume and just groove out to the bass line. And if people do not also listen to it and compliment the bass clarinet, I get genuinely quite hurt.
Okay, the next time I watch Doctor Who, 15th Doctor, every time I hear it, I shall message going, I appreciate the clarinet.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you a link to the proms, because at the proms, they put the bass clarinetist at the front of the stage. It was like they knew what they were doing. Thank you very much.
Not a problem, tip the hat. Oh,
Yeah.
have you seen the first episode?
Yes.
Oh, what do you
Yes.
think? Oh,
Um,
and CJ, yes.
I really enjoyed it, and
Yes.
there was a lot for the group chat to pick apart, which I enjoyed. I don't want to see spoilers here.
No, same. No spoilers, but the bit in the TARDIS about permission, I
Really
thought that was
good.
a very good call out.
Yeah, it's always nice when they do Doctor Who, but they do like he's all powerful, and you've got to understand the power imbalance, and it makes it very real. And I thought they did it very easily.
Mm.
I'm just trying to get my head around the fourth wall breaks. There's been a lot of them.
Mrs. Flood needs to sort her shit out.
Mm-hmm.
We might know more about it this coming week. I think.
Yeah.
I think I've been told, but I doubt it.
I mean, like literally no spoilers. The costuming they're doing is really good. I actually really love the new companion already. I love the Doctor's outfits. If you are a nerd, and it's not a spoiler because you just don't have to notice it. If you're a cosplayer nerd, look at what she's wearing and what Mrs. Flood is wearing, and it's just, like it can't be a spoiler because they've not confirmed it yet. But it's fascinating what they're wearing at the beginning. So like. Please
I need to do a deep dive watch then, because I've only watched it for the story, not look for the details. But anyway.
I've only seen it once. It was really obvious, but
really? Oh,
that might be because I own the item of clothing.
To be fair, I watched it on my phone, and I was doing a lot of other things at once. Oh no, I was right. So I was on the train coming back from Manchester, and I'll explain why I was in Manchester in a minute. But I was sat next to a guy on the train where he decided that his side of the chair wasn't enough. So when you sit upright and therefore you got even balance of both butt cheeks to the chair, he decided to lean to one side, so therefore his spherical bum was encroaching on my side, touching my thigh.
Oh.
And I thought, well, I'm sat upright watching Doctor Who, but I can feel his warm spherical bum on my thigh, and I didn't know if I should tap him on the shoulder and say, could you move it, or tap his bum like a bongo.
What did you do?
Well, I subsequently got moved. No, I didn't touch him. I did not touch him. But yeah, no, I just sat where I was, politely as any British man, and as soon as he moved a little bit, I shifted a little bit more to take more of my seat back so he couldn't put his spherical bum on my leg. That is the British way.
Very fair.
Yes. Anyway, how did we get onto Doctor Who?
You said what we've seen lately, I believe.
Yeah, but before that,
we're talking about shooting.
Ruby.
Then we talked about Ruby.
You said, have you
Oh yes. Oh yeah. So yeah. Therefore, no, I was going to pick up on the fact that did we create the first reaction video then? So, but anyway, but we didn't record it, so it doesn't count. It's been half an hour. Who's
Sorry, that was me.
God, Charlotte, mute yourself. Yourself.
I can't mute the computer because you're coming out of the computer. So if I mute the computer, I can't.
Get some headphones. I will buy you headphones if I have to.
It's okay. It's stopped now.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you. You've made the effort to like stop the notification noises. Thank you. Hang on. Was that a Windows 10 noise?
Yeah, my computer apparently, despite being made of the latest components, won't support Windows 11, which is baffling to me.
Oh, because I was going to say Windows 10 support ends in October 2025.
Well, no part of my computer should not support it, but apparently the combination it doesn't like. But I'm happy with Windows 10. I don't need that support.
Fair enough. Anyway, it's been half an hour. Probably should explain what an unscripted is. You probably already heard of it already because we've just been babbling for half an hour. But unscripted, we've got nothing real topic to talk about. We can just interject things we want to talk about, just like short things, stories or incidents or ideas or something that's in your mind. I mean, it doesn't have to take up a full episode, but I just want to talk about it was my birthday at the weekend. And I usually do a birthday podcast, but again, I got lazy. So this is my belated birthday podcast. So,
happy birthday!
Thank you. 42 and 1 day old. Woo!
Goodness.
You do not look a day over 45, my friend.
Why?
So
Thank you.
don't worry.
Wait, what?
I'm saying nothing because we're a similar age, because you'll just flip it back on me.
To be fair, no, I was going to say, to be fair, I think I've got less grey hairs than you.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fewer, by the way, not less, but carry on.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm
we know
40,
Eddie didn't write the note,
40
that's
in
for sure.
spirit.
Yeah.
I am 40 in spirit, if not age.
Okay. I have fewer grey hairs than you do.
But I have better facial hair.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Your gender, not your gender, your species. Species? No.
Race?
Thank you. Is a lot better than mine. So wait, what? No, I didn't say it like that. Facial hair, yes. I'm going to stop talking now. No, that can't.
Is that a thing?
What?
Is that an
yes.
actual thing?
I think Eddie's just using it as an excuse because he can't grow facial hair.
Yeah, well, yes, that
He
as
still
well.
hasn't hit puberty. He's 42 in one day and he still has not hit puberty yet.
Baby Eddie. Welcome to Baby Eddie's
I
podcast.
know. I look at that one chest hair on my chest and go,
maybe one day you'll hit puberty and then you'll grow into a real boy.
maybe
if you've
one
only
day.
got one chest hair, are you actually an anime character?
Could be.
Have
Generally,
you named your chest hair?
I think I said Julian.
Julian.
Really
I don't know why.
I quite like it.
Thank you.
Mm.
No, generally, I got smooth legs, and I do know I'm a mutant because of that.
I don't think you've hit puberty.
That's fine. I don't care. Just something to look forward to. That's all.
Maybe you've just skipped it entirely.
So
He's menopause, so he's jealous.
So did I just hear Charlotte just snort laugh at that little shit joke?
Yeah, I did. Sorry, my bad.
No, I liked it. So I just want to say that what I usually do every year is do a cosplay shoot at Montreux Studio on my birthday. But I actually last year said I'm going to not do that. I'm going to skip a year and do something completely different. Like, as in, I'm not going to do a photo shoot. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to a theme park maybe, or go around, travel the world a little bit, or do this or do that. What I ended up doing was doing another photo shoot near my birthday in London, but it wasn't for cosplay. It's for my other branding. So it's a studio called Murder Mile, and it's a spicy event. If you understand the cryptic clues I'm giving.
No, please explain in detail. I'm very confused.
Then you'll remain confused. And I had spicy models. I would say 2 chilies to 3, maybe 4.
I'm a lemon and herb girl myself.
Yeah, I'm not a Nando's. I don't like spice.
I don't know why I did that to be my surprise. I genuinely wouldn't have thought Charlotte was a lemon and herb. Like,
I've been to Nando's with you and ordered lemon and herb chicken to celebrate your 41st birthday.
To be fair, Eddie is easily confused because he thought we'd actually met previously as well.
That's true.
Eddie's not the smartest banana.
Aww.
I don't like bananas.
Not spicy enough for you, it seems.
No, I just don't like bananas. They don't have to be spicy. I don't have to eat everything spicy. Anyway, so going back to my story, I was just doing a photo shoot with... Actually, one of them was a cosplayer. Srilazia.cos or cosplay. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. I think when I shot there last year, she went, "Oh my God, Ed, can we shoot now?" I went, yes, God, calm down. But I wanted to shoot there again anyway, so yeah, I just thought I'd do a birthday shoot there. And then travelled up to Manchester to hang out with Kevin Pack, fellow podcast guest, but I like hanging out with him, and we just chilled up in the north and just did things. Oh, no, that sounded spicy. No, we went around.
Please, no, don't need to clarify, Eddie. Just leave it at that.
No, I'm more than happy to clarify things. No, we went round Media Centre in the Manchester area, Salford, not Salford. Yeah, it is Salford area. Yeah, and then there was an Imperial War Museum, so we had a look around there. We played games, things like that. So yeah, had a good time. Just nice chilled birthday. Really nice. So yeah.
Have you found as you got older, like I've never been big on birthdays, but the more you've got older, the less you want to celebrate your birthdays? Or is that just a me thing? Like
that's a you thing. I want to celebrate my birthday every year. Like next year, I'm already thinking about doing doesn't have to be a cosplay photo shoot, but I'm already thinking about going back to Montreux next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is Montrose a specific type of studio, or like with a vibe, or is it just a blank studio you can like do whatever you want with?
Oh no, it's got vibes. It's got I want to say a pink bedroom, but I think they got rid of it now.
Oh, so it's like spicy vibes.
No. They've got like a Happy Days type of bar area. They've got a beach area. They've got a kitchen, retro kitchen. They got a flowered wall. They got hay barn at a door. It's got really big bay windows, so they've got lots of natural light.
So when I say is it spicy, and you name some of the most traditional spicy sets of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kitchen, hay barn, bedroom.
Yeah, so
Oh, no,
kind of
that was-
bombshells look, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely they've done pin-up workshop days there. But oh my god, there was a studio in Nottingham. I can't remember what it's called. I generally can't remember. I want to say no, I don't want to say it just because that's something else. Anyway, so I was invited to this studio in Nottingham, and we're walking around, and I think we all had to bring every photographer had to bring a model. So I invited this model along, and I think the model said, "Oh, I showed my friends this studio," and they said, "Wait, I think I've seen this in a porno,"
That's really funny.
and I think they did confirm, yes, it's that the scenes that we were like taking pictures. Yep, that I've seen that scene from porno. So I went, I am not touching anything in that room, anything in this studio, nothing. So yeah, yeah, never. So yeah, no, I'm sure it's all clean and all sterilized at the time, but I just went, that's something I really want to know.
Hmm.
See, I feel like we've thought of a new definition of photography now because you've got spicy photography, but now I feel like we'll have to call it lemon and herb photography if it's just normal.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
do
like we
that.
need to
I do
get
that
that out
in
there.
No,
and occasionally medium spice.
No, if you're going to do no spicy content, it's called plainish.
I see. I like lemon and herb. I feel like that's a nice
Lemon
little.
and herb allows for a little bit of like homegrown spice though, because I've done like
Well-
boudoir and stuff, but I've not done full like spicy.
That's what I'm saying. I would say plainish is just normal street clothes, shall we say, or a lot of skin's covered. Lemon and herb, I would say, kind of like showing a bit of skin, approaching
An ankle.
bit of boudoir type of thing, pin up maybe, sexy poses type of thing, and then like your medium, your hot, your extra hot there, your like showing skin type of thing. Depends how much skin you want to show, that type of thing. That's how I envision it. Because like lemon and herb is safe. That's what I think in my head.
Yeah, lemon and herb space, but you know what? Safe but tasty.
Yes.
Really fucking tasty.
There
So
we
I'm
go,
like,
see?
it's so tasty, it looks good, but it's not like spicy tasty. It's like, God, you look good because you look good, not you look good because you're naked.
Yeah,
That could be the new name of your cosplay page instead of food and cosplay, just lemon and herb.
I will take royalties.
Eddie, we've just thought of a new name for your social media, lemon and herb.
CJ, I'm not the one that's needing podcast names or like rebranding names. It's Charlotte.
No, she's got hers. It's just Charlotte.
It's just Charlotte.
It's just Charlotte.
But
It's
the
just
thing is, though,
Charlotte
if you
and
say that to
Eddie.
people, it's just Charlotte. People will just type in Charlotte into the podcast. You'll have to say it's just Charlotte.
But
Well,
my-
this was the other joy, because I love it when people are like, "Oh, what's the name of your podcast?" Yeah, it's just Charlotte, and that level of the old school comedy level of confusion that provides also brings me joy. So like, you've got it's just Charlotte, and then you've got it's just Charlotte with guests, which is just completely defeats the point, but allows me the freedom to talk about whatever the fuck I want, because I'm like, well, it's just Charlotte. So if you disagree with me, that's fine. But it's just Charlotte talking.
It's just Charlotte. Well,
It's
yeah.
just Charlotte.
Anyway, back to me, because it's always
Back to
about me.
Eddie.
Back to me. Always me. No, I no. To take your point, CJ, seriously, I love, and I've said this probably every time I've done a birthday podcast. I love celebrating my birthday. It's the one time of the year, like especially on my birthday, but near and around my birthday, like this month of April, effectively, I get to be selfish for a change. I feel like people should look at me and talk to me and do things for me. Whereas I feel like I'm the type of person that's very subservient to everyone else. And I don't mind that. But the month of April, especially on my birthday, your time is mine, not the other way around. So, yeah. I know
See,
that
I'm
sounds...
told I'm an absolute grump on my birthday.
Oh, I
Like,
can
my
imagine
family
that.
avoid me on my birthday. I hate my birthday.
Is it because you always celebrated when you were young?
No, I was never really big on it. This is going to sound weird coming from me, but I'm not big on having lots of attention on me. I can't
No, I
handle
understand
getting
that.
gifts and stuff like I don't know how to convey my gratitude in the right way for the gifts, and then I feel awkward, and I'm not big on receiving gifts. Like, I don't mind celebrating other people's birthdays. Like, my daughter's turning 18 in 2-3 months now, so like she's going to get lots of presents. We've got things planned. That stuff I can manage, but when it comes to me getting gifts and celebration, I'm just a bit awkward with it all. So it's kind of like, no, let's just forget my birthday.
So all I'm hearing is I don't need to get you a present ever.
You never have.
No, well, I was going to get you Sonic 1 on DVD.
Okay, let's not start that conversation, Eddie.
Speaking of, just jumping back what you just said, I really like the idea of a shoot where every photographer has to bring a model, because it kind of sets like one, you get a good variety of models, but two, it's almost like every photographer model comes recommended by at least one other person.
Yeah, you would think that. Yes, you would think that.
Does it not work like that?
Oh no, it should do. I've had a mixed bag.
Just to be clear, the model has to consent. The photographer can't just grab a model and drag them along, or like leave creepy messages on the door saying you're coming with me, and then like.
I brought Kendall Jenner. She just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
Well, that means I brought Stella Chu. She doesn't know it yet.
Okay then, Eddie, here's a slightly separate question. Yeah. Ideal birthday celebration. So if you could arrange a shoot or some sort of event saying you love your birthday, and Charlotte, you can say this as well. So on your birthday, if you could have the ideal birthday celebration, what would it be?
I think I'm simple. I generally just want all my friends to be in one spot and doing something together, like doing a photo shoot. It doesn't have to be. I wouldn't want to do like theme park. I don't know why theme park doesn't like fill me with joy, but like photo shoot day or maybe traveling together to a city. I don't know. Like restaurants meal. I like that. I don't know why. But yeah, but like not. I don't know why theme park revolts. I feel revolted by that. But yeah, bleh. But yeah, like I generally just want friends who want to like hang out with me and just shoot photos with me, and and then the photos that I take, I don't have to edit them. They're just either magically edited, someone does it for me, or I can just go Control Alt Delete. Thank you very much. I just wanted to spend the day with you guys. That's it.
I'm here for that.
Would you want the same, Charlotte, or do you have an ideal birthday celebration in mind?
Well, cause I like using it as an excuse just to do like a bigger get together, but especially of like all my different groups of friends. So it'll be like my friends from uni, my friends from cosplay, some other friends I've met like from band and stuff. So like to kind of force them all to meet as well. But I do, because I think they've all missed the point somewhere where people keep apologising to me when I ask them to shoot, which is fucking infuriating, because I'm like, I clearly really enjoy shooting. That's why I've spent thousands of pounds on photography equipment. So really often I'll say to someone like, oh, I want to shoot this. They're like, oh yeah, but I don't want to be inconvenient. So often on my birthday, I'll be like, come have a sleepover at mine. Day one, we'll do a shoot, have a nice big dinner in the evening, and then just chill on the second day. So, like, everyone gets the chance to chill and chat, but also, like, create some stuff, because that is how I relax, is, like, making things.
Yeah.
What about you, CJ?
No, he just said he just wants to be a grump.
I'd literally do nothing. And you know what the worst part is? I was actually planning, like for my 40th birthday, I had this whole kind of trip planned with friends. We're going to do all this kind of fun stuff to celebrate my 40th, because I thought, you know what, I'm turning 40. It's a big number. I've got to celebrate it. And then it didn't happen. The one time I tried to arrange something.
They're probably shocked.
No, it's the fact that I can't remember. I'm sure I told you this, so you might have seen it. But it's basically when I got an infection and nearly died. That happened on my 40th birthday.
Oh, fair enough.
Damn.
That would
so that kind of hindered my plans just slightly, and I took that as a sign from the universe. The one time I tried to celebrate my birthday, no.
I mean, you shouldn't should look at life like that. But sure, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I feel like we need to move on the subject now, because I feel now awkward that I now know that CJ almost died, and there's a smile on my face about it. I don't know why.
There was a lot of smiles on the face when I told people that as
Yeah,
well.
God, don't know why. Anyway, Charlotte, was there something you wanted to talk about on this podcast?
I'm trying to think. I'm not. You know what? I found myself more and more intrigued by
Go on.
lately. It's like when when you're editing a photo,
Yes.
how much have you got the image in your mind before you shoot, and how much do you like wing it but stick to it? Because I was talking to another wedding photographer the other day, and I basically said like I couldn't do that like sepia tone light and airy thing if you wanted me to, because I like keeping more like true tones to the image, not in a pretentious way. It's just my style. So like, I'm just wondering how you guys approach images. If you're like, I'm shooting what I want to shoot, so I've got minimal to do later, or you're like, I have a vision. Trust me.
Mainly for me, I don't want to speak on behalf of CJ, because I know how such a renowned photographer he is. I tend to try to do everything in camera, so I have little to edit by the time I get back home. But I never have quite a thing to. But mainly, why I did so, this was I was talking to Kevin about. Like, I do want to do like Twitch stream and just show people what I do to edit, but
Yeah.
I feel like that what I do is exactly the same with every photo, just done a little tweak here and a little tweak there, so therefore it gets a bit repetitive.
I think that's the style you shoot though, which I'd still find interesting, because I Twitch streamed before and there was stuff that I find really boring and people were commenting and being like, holy shit, I'd never even considered that. And I was like, oh, it's actually more interesting seeing what other people are fascinated by than my actual editing.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Because like I don't know how you work, but there's some stuff you do where I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. It's interesting to see someone else do it.
But I don't think I can justify. No, not just. I don't know if I can. I don't know if this is my gender. I don't know if I can multitask between actually editing and talking at the same time.
You know what? It is tricky. I do find myself editing much more slowly because I'm constantly like, oh, is someone trying to talk, or someone will say something and I'm like, oh, let me show you a really good example of that, and I get nothing done. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough then. CJ, what about yourself? How do you edit your photos?
Yeah.
Usually I just go into my photo library, have a look at the preset filters on my iPhone, and I'm done. That's as advanced as my photography gets. But like obviously I do video editing and stuff, which kind of similar sort of process in a sense. Like obviously you want to try and get as much of it done in the shot first and not rely on trying to fix it later.
Yeah.
But kind of a totally different environment, I suppose, to photography, because photography, there's probably a lot more in terms of editing, because when you're filming, a lot of it's just what people are saying and doing. You don't have to go into the whole lighting and color grading as much as what you probably do in the photography to try and get. You can see a lot more in a video from it just being the video. But as photography, you're trying to show a story, what you're trying to convey through your color, through your kind of setup of the shot, which probably makes it, well, I could be talking more rubbish here, but that's what I kind of get from photography is you're trying to see a lot in the shot and the setup, the angles, the colors, the kind of effects you're putting in as well. So it's probably quite complicated in the moment trying to work out what you need to do once you get to the editing process.
You know, I find cinematography really difficult because, like, with photography, it's one still, and I'm sure Eddie will back me up here. It's one still, and with current technology, there is so much you can do to edit that still once you've taken it. With videography, if someone walks through the back of your shot that you don't want there, or loud music starts playing, it's really, really difficult to even be possible to bring that back. You just have to redo it. And I really struggle with that, like, inability to control the shot to the same degree.
Yeah. I suppose it's kind of, you've got one brain for one brain for the other, of kind of working it all out, which I'd love to learn how to do photography, but I feel like I just lack that creative skill in that sense. Like I just can't put my head around it. Whereas if I feel things, I feel like I can just pick up straight away. Like the video editing side, I just kind of picked up straight away. But the photography side, I just don't think my brain can connect to that the same level that you guys do.
That's really cool.
I was going to say, I find that fascinating to hear, because I think I would have thought that the original question that Charlotte asked was, do you have to plan first and then shoot, or you just shoot, wing it, and then do something? Because I don't know how the 86 floor does it, because I feel like from appearances they just film. But
They
speaking
have a very narrow depth of field, so they basically go for the blur everyone out in the background
Yeah.
approach.
No,
and
but
everyone knows it's filmed at a con, so you kind of get over the fact there are people in the
yeah.
background.
But what I was going to say is that, when I've spoken to Osh, he
Mm.
does seem to have a plan. He does seem to have an idea who he wants to shoot with, as in costume wise and character wise, to fit the video. And I went, oh, that's interesting. Because the amount of people that just go up and go, oh my god, it's the 86th floor, I want to shoot with you guys, please, please. And he obviously does shoot them. And I don't know how he thinks, oh, this will fit this way, that I'll
But
fit this
you
style that
don't
way.
always end up in it.
Oh,
So
no.
I've shot with them loads, and I've only been in 2 of their videos.
Hey, I've only been in 2 of their videos.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Which
I
is fine, by the way. I think they've got a very
yeah.
specific aesthetic, and they really stick to it. So there's recurring, and again, this is not a negative, but there's recurring characters in like a lot of the anime stuff, or the like game stuff that's more anime themed, or like the ladybug thing. Like a lot of their videos are those because that's their interest.
Oh, absolutely.
And I 100% see that. Whereas some more of what I would call like the live action characters, they seem less interested in, which is fine. But their shooting style really favors the former. So like, go for it, have at it.
I think a big chunk of their audience, because I think 86, like years and years ago when I was doing like cosplay videos and stuff, I remember meeting 86 and they started out at roughly the same time I did. And a lot of, and they can please correct me if I'm wrong, but I find a big chunk of their audience where a lot of their subscribers, which helped build the channel, was a lot from the Ladybug videos that we're doing, and that got them a huge kind of big chunk of their following, which then helped them to grow and then do all of this other stuff as well. But I think a lot of the Ladybug Miraculous stuff really helped their channel to grow. They kind of found their niche, their area, where the anime and the animation fans were kind of there. So it makes sense you kind of cater to your audience.
Yeah, that does, to be fair. I knew when they started, I never realised that those videos were as big as they must be.
Yeah, I think they got millions of views, the Miraculous stuff. But I remember when they first kind of started out and chatting to them and stuff like that. Even I appeared in some of their videos, randomly walking back behind them with a puppet,
Nice.
which was good fun. And Eddie knows about that puppet.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I wasn't the puppet, just to say. I wasn't the puppet.
You've made it sound very nefarious.
No, well, just briefly, in case people didn't know, like me, the person I used to film with, Marcus and Eddie, came up with this idea that we wanted to do some cosplays not consent videos, but we're thinking, well, how can we do them that'll be a little bit different, a little bit more interesting? So we came up with the idea of doing it where it's a puppet going to Comic-Con for the first time, and he's learning about cosplay etiquette. And,
oh my god, was that you?
The Don't Be a Melvin ones.
I remember this.
Yeah, that was me.
You've unlocked my brain. Holy shit, I do know who you are. Whoa.
So
That was pretty cool. I remember those.
So when I was doing videos, I was doing like, you had Sneaky that were doing like the high-end like cosplay action videos. You had 86, which were just kind of starting out and kind of finding their area and doing their style, which was more having bands that they knew playing the music, which was really cool and niche. And my group of people were just doing really stupid cosplay videos like musicals and puppets that needed cosplay consent.
Nice.
But also, I mean, you did do a musical number every so often.
Yeah, the musical nearly killed me in Manchester, I'm not going to lie. 2 days to film a musical, but we had all of the songs planned out, but we had cosplayers that we needed to get, and we had a very limited time to film this entire musical. And I had one of the last shots, and I was just so mentally and emotionally tired. I could not get these lyrics out, and I've got a shot of me where I'm just lying on the floor, staring into space for 3 minutes, just doing nothing. But Eddie really enjoyed doing part of that musical because he got to basically kick me.
Not just me, everyone else. There was a group of us.
Yeah. We got in trouble for that.
Oh, did you? I think you had told me this, but I've forgotten.
I mean, I can tell the story very quickly.
It's up to you.
So basically, we were doing Uptown Funk, and part of the lyrics is "Girls hit you hallelujah," and I was dressed as Captain Hook from Once Upon a Time. And the idea is that we would have some people come up and start hitting me. But the idea was that they would knee me in the nuts. And we did 2 takes of this, but every time they came to knee me in the nuts, you could see me flinching before they did it and trying to pull away to protect myself. And it just wasn't working. But at this point, we got a huge crowd around us, and you're talking there's like 100 people watching us filming me getting kneed in the nuts. And in the final one, I just went, you know what? Everyone just go for it and just actually knee me in the nuts. So I ended up getting properly kneed in the nuts twice, fell on the floor. Eddie and a few people ran over and started kicking me, and I actually did get a few kicks in. But because we had 100 people stood around us, basically blocking the cosplay area, security had to come over and say, you can't be doing this. And we're like, we didn't ask 100 people to stand around us. We're just filming. But there you go. That's why we got in trouble for me getting kneed in the nuts.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that video's not available on YouTube anymore.
It's so funny hearing like weird like blast from the past stories from old MCM where it's like I very distinctly remember these all happening, but like it feels like it was such a different con environment at that point. Because and like maybe it's technology's advanced, maybe it's because fast food cosplays have come through like TikTok and stuff, which is it's not necessarily a bad change, but it feels like it's gone from have you made your own costume, how did you sew that, like what were you doing, how are you doing this like video, everyone's growing together on YouTube very slowly, to like everyone's got the capability to film slow-mo stuff on their phone.
Oh,
So
yeah.
suddenly it's all become like a very different energy, and I'm quite pleased that I've like lived through both, because it does give you a healthy dose of perspective when you see some stuff going on now. You're like, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's a long form, short form. Like in the past, people used to like watching these 3-minute videos of all the cosplayers and stuff. I know people still do, but people now just want the quick TikTok 30-second videos, the quick content, and then they just want to skip and move on to look at the next ones. They don't want to sit and watch videos for 3 minutes anymore.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. Because I miss the vlogs that you used to do. We used to have so much fun doing the vlogs when we were going around con and just causing trouble.
They were fun. They were fun. And just love getting messages from your mum. And that's not even a joke. That was...
No. It took you nearly an hour to mention my mum, Eddie. That's a new record. I
know. I didn't want to mention your mum, but, she promised me, she asked me not to mention her. Mention her name. Anyway, talk about your mum and you. Should we just change subject and you have the final topic you want to talk about?
I mean, I feel like I've constantly been interrupting and just throwing out topics to you. I don't think there's anything particular. Oh, actually, no. I want to ask you a question, because I might be doing a video on this soon. I'd love to get your opinion. And I don't know how often you go to panels, but do you think it's so... What I do at the start of panels now is I do this whole spiel where I go, look, I know everyone is a fan, everyone loves the actors and actresses on here, but can we keep our life stories off here and just get to the questions? When we do fan questions, I just want you to name me a question.
God, yeah.
Am I being a douche saying that at the start, saying I don't want your life story, by stopping people from having their moment to interact with the actors?
No, I'm so with you for that.
I can see it both point of view, but I do have to agree with both of you that because when I'm in a panel listening to... Well, this is why I don't do really panels. Sorry, CJ.
No, that's fine.
Because I
don't sit through panels. I cannot watch other people do panels. Like, no offense, I know some brilliant hosts, and I'll usually pop along for the first 5 minutes and get some photos of them and then go. I find it tough to sit through panels.
Yeah, but because don't get me wrong, I love to hear that these celebrities, these actors, voice actors, whoever, inspired them. They made them, get through a tough time in life. All that, I love hearing that. That's great. But I don't need to hear that from every person who's going to go and talk to that person at a stage, at a panel, because they're all going to say the exact same thing. And there's always going to be 100+ queue to get through, to get through as many questions and answers as possible. And the Q&A bit is always the shortest bit. It's like, we only got 10 minutes left. You think, well, there's no point of going there, because one dick's going to go, oh my god, you just really helped me through a really tough time. Sorry for anyone that I'm triggering or offending. but that's how it sounds to me from every person who does it. If
I
one,
think-
yeah, go on.
Sorry, no, you finish first.
Well, no, and then I think that type of moment, that type of thing, you should do that at the table,
Yeah.
because I think they probably would like that a little bit more. All right, it's more exhausting. Yes, you're still going to get that same cue delay filtering through, but at least they got table time to do that. Whereas a panel has to end at a certain time, and yeah.
It's easier to shoot. It sounds horrible. Shoo them on during autograph table because they kind of sign the
Yeah.
autograph to say and then say, right, sorry, I'll have to move on. Whereas when they've got the microphone, I usually have to be the douche that says, "Can we move it along, please?" Because the reason why a lot of Q&As are very short is because a lot of the questions when I'm interviewing celebrities have to be pre-agreed by the agent and the celebrity, so that way there's no topics being covered. So there might be where it says we don't want to talk about this topic, and if audience members have more opportunity to ask these questions, we've got to kind of be able to circumvent them and avoid those awkward situations, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So fan questions can be like a minefield of what they're going to do. And I've had it where someone's talking about basically their kink and how they see this celebrity as their mommy figure and stuff like that
Oh.
during a panel, and getting really emotional about it, and it puts the guest in a really awkward situation as well.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Like, it's celebrity aside, they're just people, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. I can imagine if you're on a stage sitting in front of people, expecting to be asked like, "Oh, what was it like working on your project?" When someone starts telling you like their life story, because you have to at that point appear sympathetic and really kind, because you're literally on stage in front of people, and you can't turn to like your security next to you and go, "It's a bit much," and have them quietly moved on because you're sitting on a stage in front of like 100 people. And I'm like, it's not that, but like, if you're asking relevant questions to the celebrity, they're probably going to enjoy answering. If you're telling them your story, like, the entire audience doesn't want that. And it's not, I don't think it's disrespectful to like make it clear beforehand that this is like, ask your questions, but if you want to do this weird moment with the celebrity, go to their table and do it with them. Take up just their time, don't take up everyone's time. But it's really, I've had a few people, this is not me being like, "Oh, look at me," I've had a few people say to me like, "Oh, look, your videos over lockdown really kept me going and it saved my life." I'm like, what do you want me to say to that? Really, genuinely.
No,
Because
yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. It's like,
yeah,
you
I'm
put-
pleased for you, but you watched my video and it made you feel better. I'm happy for you. I got nothing emotional out of it. I just put it out there to see who'd watch it. Like, and that on a massive scale for celebrities must be even more uncomfortable, because I can go, "I'm so sorry, I'm late for a shoot, I've got to run."
yeah.
They can't. They're contractually obliged to be there, and they kind of need you guys to step in and be like, "We're the buffer." Not to mention that some fans try and be like super smart, and they're like, "Well, no one asked this question, so I'm going to ask it." And it's like, well, now you've just been a dickhead.
It's the whole trauma dumping as well in front of 500, 600 people. And I totally respect that everyone has issues and things they've got to deal with, but you don't need to dump that on the 500,000 people around you at that time.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a bigger, longer conversation about all of this. I'm sure there's a lot of people that probably disagree with us or do agree with us. Like I said, I appreciate when the host can move along the question along, and I have heard it from the panels. I think to be fair, I think it's mainly the Rooster Teeth panels, because that's the only ones I've thought, oh, these are probably worth going. And when they do a Q&A, they have said, please keep your personal stories either very brief or out, because they do. I can see they're trying to get through each person as quickly as possible, as many as possible. But yeah,
But also, you don't know who you're triggering. Like, if your story, like, so many people bring up really genuinely could be quite triggering topics and they're like, "Well, I got through this," and I'm like, well, it just shows also like zero regard for the actor or anyone else in the audience that may have experienced it. Like, you're putting, it's quite selfish to be like, "I went through this and I've come out the other side," like not knowing who else is in the room with you. You're like, do it one-on-one, where they've got the agency to leave as much as you do. Don't trap someone on a stage and tell them something deeply personal when they have no option but to be like, oh my God, of course. Because, like, it's just not fair.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure that they do like to hear it. Who doesn't want to hear it? But also just, I think there's a time and a place, and yeah, yeah, and like I said, in front of 500 people plus, especially like I said, there's a queue of people behind you who want to get their story. And can you imagine the people behind going, oh, "Look, I want to say, I want to say something similar, but you've just taken all that time, and now I'm not any closer to the microphone."
We
So,
appreciate you keeping strict rules, CJ. It actually makes it nicer for people listening.
And unfortunately, I'm a douche. If someone does try to tell the story, I do interrupt them and say, "Could you ask the question?"
Yeah,
I've had it a few times. I've done the whole spiel at the start of the panel, just before we did the questions, and then someone starts saying, "I know I'm not meant to tell a story, but I just want to say it," and I just go, "Nope, question," or I move to the next person, and they look at us as if I've just stabbed them, and they go, "Can I just say it?" And I'm like, someone tried to have an argument with me on one panel. It's like, you can't just say, ask your question or move on to the next person. And it looked like I offended them. I actually heard people cheering when I did that, though. So I was kind of like, yeah, the audience agrees.
But if you've won them before and then they try and pull the like, oh well, surely they wouldn't stop me because it's so emotional. It's like, no, you got told the rules and you're not special. No offense, like, go away.
I let the whole, "Oh, I loved you in The Last of Us," and I just want to ask about like that quick, "I loved you in this," 5 words.
That's
I'll let that slide
as well. Contextual. I loved you in this film. Could you tell me about this? That or like, I went to acting school last year. They taught us this. Is this something you'd recommend?
Yeah.
That's
in context of the question,
relevant.
not or as in a dark time and like I watch these like constantly for 15 hours every day. It made me get out of bed, and I'm just thinking, no, shut up.
No,
it sounds harsh, but
no, I think so. Yeah, I think you should just put a 10 or 15-second counter and go, you have that much time to answer, to say what you want to say. It includes a story or a question, but after 15 seconds, your mic gets cut off. You should just do that.
Or even just to say, like, these actors are like, they're here because they want to, like, answer your questions about acting or projects they've worked on. We want to get as much information from them as possible while we've got them. So whilst we appreciate that some of you might have, like, personal stories, could you take these to the autograph tables? Because this time is for, like, asking them and getting their stories, not the audience's stories.
I make them all look behind them, and I say, "Look behind you and look how many people are in this queue."
Yeah.
God, you really have gone into dad mode, haven't you?
Oh, I have to. And the thing is, though, people still ignore that instruction and try and push the look.
Oh, no, absolutely. No, like I said, if you're that desperate, you'll find a way. You'll do whatever you want to get that across. But
it's main character syndrome.
And everyone should know during a panel, I am the star.
Well, they'll be like, who's that man in the waistcoat who was mean but fair?
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 of them now. There's 2 of them.
Yeah. Thanks again for that update, Eddie.
I
feel sorry for that guy.
He's got more security when he tells people off at panels.
He's gonna get so much hate. He's gonna go, you're the one talking. He's going, what? What are you talking about? Just as
you told me to be quiet. What?
Oh, I've even had to like stand up. So basically, there's one guy came up to. I'm going to tell you this. It's too funny, and I apologize if the guy's listening, but please learn from this. This guy came up to ask a voice actor a question. He went, so this is the audience member asking the question. He went, "Oh hi, I'm Bob Smith. You may have heard of me because I am also a voice actor."
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, and and I even looked at the guest, and the guest looked at me, kind of like, really? Is this where this guy's going? But anyway, he started going, blah, 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 blah. I know this myself, but other people might want to know this. But what would you recommend? And it was a good question. Credit to them. And then he said at the end, I'm just going to come up on stage and give you my business card with my number on and everything like that. And he started walking towards the stage. Well, I automatically got out of my chair and stood at the front of the stage and stopped the guy from even getting near him. And the look of shock on his face, he just quickly threw the business card on the stage and walked off because he wasn't expecting me to confront him.
That's mad, though.
the fact that he says, "Oh, I know I shouldn't, but I'm just going to come up and like as soon as I say I know I shouldn't," I went straight on alert.
Yeah. But there's always going to be someone who's like, oh, like, don't, I'm part of the industry. And you're like, no, you're part of the problem. And, you know, I like much respect to actors who must have to deal with this all the time because, like, there's always someone who's like, oh, I know so and so, or I know so and so. And I was friends with a few people who we went to chat to a Doctor Who star the other day, and there's something like her godfather's best mate was him, or something like that. And I was like, and we went up, and she was like, "Oh, I'm blah blah blah's goddaughter," and he was really like excited to meet her. It was very cool because like they had a genuine connection, and he seemed genuinely relieved that she was like someone that he knew. And then I've also seen the flip side where I've seen people like, "Oh, well, of course they'll remember me because they took a picture of me," and they go, "Oh, you'll remember that we took this really funny picture," and you can see the glassy look in their eyes when they're like, "Do you not know how many pictures I've taken in my life? Like, stop."
I hate that so much because I see it all the time. Because people come saying, "Oh, well, I met you last year," and da 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 da, and you see the guest going, "Yeah," and I'm thinking, you have absolutely no clue who this person is. I've interviewed guests, like, and literally sat with them for 45 minutes on a stage, and they generally don't remember meeting me like 2 years later, which is fair enough. Like, I don't take offense to that, but I've sat with them for 45 minutes and they can't remember me. They ain't going to remember someone that's quickly came up to them for 30 seconds, had a photo, and walked off.
Yeah. But it's the lack of context people give as well. So, like, sometimes people come up to me and they're like, oh, we shot in blah, blah, blah. And I won't remember them. And then, like, halfway through the conversation, they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, because I was in, like, my Pyrrha cosplay. And I'll realise that they were in, like, full wig and prosthetics and all this and that. I'm like, oh, that was you. And they're like, yeah, do you not remember? I'm like, well, I remember the shoot, but I don't remember you. Because you were in, you know, incognito mode, essentially. So, like,
Yeah.
why can't you walk up to me and go, "Oh, hi, I'm blah blah blah. You shot me by the fountain as Pyrrha last year. You might not remember. That's cool. Like, just so you know, that's very helpful because then I can either be like, I don't remember, but awesome, or yeah, I do remember you. Very cool. How are you?"
I've said this little nugget of a small story, but I had once a Spider-Man cosplay come up to me and go, "Hi Ed, do you remember me?" Oh, I was that Spider-Man at the Spider-Man shoot
Oh my god.
where there was 50 other Spider-Man people about,
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, I think I politely said yes, but in my head was like, no. Of course I don't. There was 50 other Spider-Man about. Ow!
Like, you've just answered that question for yourself.
I just meant the fuck.
Yeah, I get like when I'm walking around MCMs, people keep coming up and saying, "Oh, hi CJ," and I'm thinking, are you just saying hi CJ because you saw me in a panel, or do I genuinely know you?
I get so grateful when people identify themselves, like genuinely grateful, because I've had before someone's like, "Oh my god, I watch your videos," and then they don't give me a name, they don't give me any context. It's not like I watch your videos and we've met, and I've been like, "Oh, thank you so much for watching. That's really really kind of you." And then they just like wait for me to ask them a question. I'm like, "But I don't," and I'm like, "Are you enjoying your day?" Like,
Do you remember me? I was the one that left the note on your car.
mate, I am so relieved that I don't think he knows I've got an online presence, because if he did, I think that would be more of a problem than it currently is.
We can easily change that if you want.
You know what? I don't think I need that extra one follower as desperately as you seem to think I do.
Just post it to your story. Is this your note? Please come collect from.
Hey, did you leave a note on this car with this registration plate? If you did, fuck you.
Well, on that note, I just want, before we end it, before I don't want to, because we've passed almost an hour now. No, not almost. We have passed an hour. There was a technical hitch, so I can see 52 minutes, but we've been this probably it's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes. Anyway, I just want to say one thing about like I want to have the last word because it's my podcast.
Fair.
Yeah, thank you. On my birthday, I did this meme. So you know the meme of Hot Fuzz where the Nicholas Angel goes up to all these kids and goes, "When's your birthday?" 22nd of February. Which year? Every year.
Yeah.
I like spoofed that and put my face as the kid and put my birthday in there. And
Nice.
obviously, people kept flooding me with happy birthday messages and all, which is really nice to have. That's the purpose of that meme, me posting that meme. I had one person who messaged me say happy birthday, and I said, "Oh, thank you very much." Their response was, "Absolutely, you made me feel so." No, sorry, I am. It's been a minute since we shot together at MCM. This was like, I'm see if I can find the. I found the photo. When was that posted? No, that was before. Oh, 2017. 2017. And their message. Oh, now I've lost the message. Damn it! Where did it go? I had it. There we go. Right. They wrote. Hope you're well. It's been a minute since we shot together at MCM. You were one of the first photographers I probably shot with at MCM convention. I really remember correctly. Those Hamilton photos are still some of my favourites. You know, I just said, "Oh, that's really wonderful. Glad you love those photos." Absolutely, you made me feel so at ease. We're friendly. You're friendly from the get go. Also made me feel confident even when the crowds were super busy around her. And I read that, and I was like, "Oh." I was like really like taken aback by that. So I just want to say, you're on Instagram, UK fangirl JD. Thank you very much for your message. I just want to, that really like touched me in special ways. No, that sounded creepy. That affected me quite much, and I just want to share that story with everyone. That was all. So yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed because I was hoping it was going to end with "sorry, wrong photographer," and that was how it was going to
So did
end.
I was waiting for you to be like, "Oh, I'm not Charlotte Woolrich photography." I can see why you're confused. That's actually really cute.
Thanks.
That's actually so cute, though.
No,
Anyway.
that is actually it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like little things like that when people give you unexpected kind of compliments that always kind of helps. And I think that's something people maybe need to do with cons. Just like and this is going to maybe sound creepy, I don't know, but when I'm walking through the hall and I see someone in the cosplay I think looks really good, I usually just stop and go, "Oh, you look amazing," and just continue walking and saying, "Oh, I love that cosplay." I don't know if that's a weird thing to do to people, but when I see like a really good cosplay, I just like walking past people going, "Oh, you look so good. See you later," and then just continue walking. They're probably thinking, "Who's that guy in the waistcoat that said that?" But I think sometimes compliments like that, when there's no malice in it or creepiness, like notes on a car, I think can make more of a difference. And if more people did stuff like that, I think people would feel better during the day.
Oh, full agree. It's so nice hearing that because you're like, this random person's just taking the time to be like, "Yeah, cool."
Yeah.
And like, "Oh, I do." You know what? I don't hear enough. Just a good old fashioned. "Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that. You made me feel really comfortable." That's all I need.
Yeah. That's indeed.
Just, you know, please, if you learn anything this year, listeners of Eddie's podcast, just like take the time. I know everyone assumes everyone else does it, but no one does. So just take the time to be like, "Oh, thank you so much." Because trust me, you will be the only one that day who said it.
Indeed. Anyway, I'm going to end this podcast. Thank you very much to both of you. At this point, I would usually ask them to do a podcast extra, but I won't. I will do a solo podcast extra, so go to the Patreon. But anyway, we'll do links. We'll do links. Charlotte, your lady first. Where can they find you on the social medias?
I have a brand new website, which is still at charlottewoolrichphotography.com, but now has client galleries integrated. You're welcome. It looks very pretty. Woolrich is spelled WOOLRYCH, and you can find me at _Charlotte_Woolrich_ or _Charlotte_Woolrich_ cosplay on most major platforms.
I can attest to that because I don't think you're on Blue Sky, are you?
Not yet. I should probably make an account.
Yeah, before someone else takes it. Just saying.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I did have a cosplay and food account for a while.
Oh yeah, you did. You really did. That really peed me off. Anyway, CJ, where can they find you on social medias?
They can usually find me leaving notes on people's cars or talking a load of rubbish on CJ the Geek on pretty much everything.
Excellent. People need to find me on the social medias. If you go to foodandcosplay.links, that's where you'll find all my social media links. And if you go to foodandcosplay.org/podcast, you'll find previous recorded podcasts with these two. They've also done an episode for me. I've recorded with other guests, with other subjects, things like that. I think one of these days, CJ, we should do a deep dive and just like your history with cosplay. I think that sounds quite fascinating, how you've got to where you started to how you got to today, where you are today, type of thing. Charlotte, we'll do one for you later, but I think CJ's more interesting. And I'm joking.
No, do it, because, sorry, I'm actually being attacked by my cat that wants to be put to bed,
Oh,
so we'll just go.
Fair enough then. If you go to foodandcosplay.org / well, where am I up to? No slash, just .org. That you'll find cosplay photos. Just in case social media is not doing it for you. But if you go to patreon.com/foodandcosplay, you'll find the podcast extra that I'm going to be recording. I don't know what I'm going to maybe more about, like my birthday shoot, more about my plans for the future, and also I those who know, I've started a new video vlog thing called Raw and Unedited, just me being personal and showing a lot of my personal stuff out and about. So if you want to follow that personal journey, just go to patreon.com/foodandcosplay. You'll hear. I'm hoping by the time this goes out, 10 will be up online. So yeah. So,
Can I make a suggestion for the three of us coming back for a podcast? Because I think it'd be really interesting.
Sure.
A Doctor Who season review one.
Oh, I haven't done a TV review in a long time because I
Yes,
found the first season of Shooty and the Christmas one absolute bobbins, and I don't want to be saying that because
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
bad thing.
Oh.
I did not enjoy most of the storylines and the arc really.
No, save it for the podcast, Eddie. We can't do spoilers.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Doctor Who in review when the
Doctor-
season ends.
Okay, I shall make a note of that. Doctor Who review.
Can we call it Who Done It? And it's just the three of us.
It's
Who
just
is this
who.
blood? Well, on that note, we're going to end the podcast. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Thank you very much, CJ. Thank you for always being entertained and just talking. So yes, thank you very much. On that note, I will say goodbye and they will say goodbye. So bye, guys.
Bye,
Goodbye,
happy
everyone.
birthday.
Thank you.